Welcome to Empore. We welcome you to a conversation with one of our amazing authors. Check out the conversation.
My name is Naushad Khan, and I'm 26 years old. I'm born and raised in Overport, Durban, KZN, and I've been writing from the age of 5 years old. And I'm glad that I'm being published for the first time. Race Champ, I named it so because obviously the book is about cars, it's about racing, and it's about, all these cars race for a championship, hence Race Champ. I've always wanted to write from the age of 5, and this has been one of the books actually in the stories that I loved, enjoyed writing. But like externally, there was a lot of challenges from getting this book published. I'll tell you the story of this book. I started writing this book in 2011. Back then I was in grade 11. And growing up, I never owned any sort of computer or phone. So basically it was handwritten. Pen and paper is all I had. And then eventually I started working, and then I found a way to invest in myself and get a way to type out the thing. And I approached many publishers from 2014. In fact, no, from 2013 actually. I started approaching publishers to publish my book. And so year after year, approaching almost like I can't even count, like 20 publishers turned me down. And each one had their own story of why they could publish me. And eventually I stumbled upon Empore Publishers, and I'm so grateful they actually, offered to publish me. So the biggest challenge I faced was getting published. And I remember going to free seminars that I was offered, asking people advice. Hey, how can I get published? Do you know a way? Do you know a person? Do you know how I could possibly get published? Year after year after year, there were times it looked doubtful. It looked like I wasn't going to make it, but I pushed forward. I said, I'm not going to stop. This is a dream. It's a goal. I want to accomplish it. I believe I can accomplish it. And anybody who knows me personally knows that I've never been a very patient person. Patience has not been one of my things, but through this experience of 8 years waiting to, see who could publish me, I've learned patience is a virtue. That's what I've learned. Like coming out of this whole thing, like nothing happens overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. And so the main thing that I've grown and come to learn is about patience, because prior to this I wasn't a very patient person, I'll be honest with you. But this has taught me to be patient and persevere through, and anything is possible. I went everywhere looking for publishers, left, right, and center. And then I stumbled upon a site called Snoopit. And I typed in, I'm looking for someone to publish me. This is my story. This is my book, and I waited for someone to contact me. And Empore Publishers was the one that contacted me. In fact, Sir Empore, the guy who is at the head of Empore Publishers, called me. And I was so shocked that, a head of a company actually took his time out of his busy day to call me. And he spoke to me about the book. We talked about how do I plan on marketing it, the finances of it, the story, what is it about. So I spoke to him almost, I think, 25 minutes on the phone. And we came to a decision. He sent me the contract, emails back and forth. And like I said before about patience, this was another challenge that I encountered after contacting them. Back and forth emails, and then, just as things, started to look like they were taking off, bam, lockdown. Communicated with one of the admin team, I think her name is Keribone. We talked on the phone, by email. And eventually when we got to level 3 lockdown, then the ball started rolling again. And finally we're getting to the printing stage. So all over my social medias, you'll see the saying I have. It's called believe and achieve. It's a motto I live by. I believe that I can do it, and I will go ahead and achieve it. And from 2013 to now, it's been what, almost 8 years, and it took me 8 years to get published, and I'm finally getting there because I believed and I achieved. Say readers are leaders. So yeah, I spent a lot of time in the library growing up, which is reading is one of my hobbies. Other than that, I actually have other than writing, I'm not really a sports person, don't really have much of those kind of hobbies, but I'm more of a tech person, which is weird because I just stumbled on using Zoom for the first time. But yeah, I run a small, how do you call this, online marketing business as well on the side, where I design websites, I design logos, marketing campaigns, advertisements, letterheads, business cards. Like, yeah, that's like my side thing. But that's how I get excuse me, that's how I get my mind off of writing and off of reading, and just get into the world of designing. And just on that subject as well, I think Empore Publishers know this very well. I was very particular about the design of the cover. So because that design part of me is in, I made sure every single little detail of that cover, I wanted to be so precise to my, what I wanted it to be. So that's one of the things, the cover is 100% my idea. So yeah, I'm just glad that they got to design the cover to my specifications. I'm actually wanting to change the saying. There's a saying that you don't judge a book by its cover. I'm throwing that whole saying right out the window right now. I want people to judge this book by its cover, because exactly what you see on the cover, you'll see cars, you'll see championship belts, you'll see a whole lot of fun stuff. That fun stuff is in the book. Yeah, with Race Champ, there's 3 parts to it. It's going to be a trilogy. So I'm looking at maybe 5 years down the line, all 3 parts have been released, people buying the book, reading it, enjoying it. And even though I set out starting to write it as a 3 parts, there is a loophole at the end of the 3rd one. So if people really want the story to continue, I can go into a 4th part, a 5th part, a 6th part. I can just keep going like Harry Potter, keep going book after book. So 5 years down the line, and I want to bring this up also. Race Champ is just my first story. I've got so many other stories I've written that I also want to release. I've got horror stories, I've got apocalyptic disaster stories, the whole works. So I've got many different stories. 5 years down the line, I want to still be writing. I still want to be publishing, pushing out books, book after book after book, making reading fun again. I think people have lost the art of reading for leisure. There's another saying also that I live by. It's not what others think of you, it's what you think of yourself that counts, and that's what matters the most. So I didn't care if a publisher told me, listen, we don't publish your style of story, or we don't like your style of story, we only publish this kinds of stories. There were publishers that told me, sorry, we don't, cover, this is not in our thing. We're not looking to take on any more writers. So my number one thing is just don't take no for an answer. At some point down the road, if you keep pushing on, you get 9 no's, there are 10 people, 9 no's and 1 yes. So, and the 1 yes is all you need. Most definitely yes, 100%. I haven't gotten any word yet about where the book has been out, but yeah, if people want to find me, I'm all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it. I even have a YouTube channel where there's a lot of inspirational stuff is on there. So yeah, if you guys want to find me, just type in Naushad Khan, look for this face right here, and that's me.